Greetings and welcome to your oracle message for the day. I am Kat Morgan and I welcome you to this video, to this channel, and to this space. For folks that have been here before, returning friends, please feel welcome. You guys will have to let me know. Do you want a little bit new intro on these videos, or we kind of like having the same kind of routine going? Let me know on that. For new friends, you are so welcome here in this space. Thank you so much for coming by and checking out the video, checking out the channel. If you feel so inclined throughout the length of the video, however long you are here with us, to like and or subscribe and or comment and or share any of those. When you do those kind of things, you're connecting with the reading, with the energy of the card, and the messages and energy that's being transmitted to you on a very, very strong energetic level. That's why a lot of readers will tell you guys, comment such and such in the comments to connect with a reading. I'm not going to tell you guys what to comment in the comments. This is your channel. The only reason why I'm here is for you. So you can comment as long as it's coming from light and love and peace and joy and compassion, as we have for our card today with card number 29, Compassion, from the Crystal Grid Oracle deck of Nicola McIntosh. And today's card is card number 29, which represents compassion. And our stone for the day is aholite. And I may be mispronouncing that, so Native American folks, and especially Arizona natives that are familiar with the topography in the cities and towns over in that neck of the woods, this stone it's found in several places throughout the world, and we'll talk a little bit more about the stone's properties specifically. But it was named after the gentleman that made the official discovery, and he was in Ajo, Arizona. And as far as I can tell, Ajo stands for either garlic or to be painted. So either way, that's the stone that we're working with today, the primary stone. We've also got a lot of aquamarine in here and quartz as well. We're looking at a 16-pointed star, which I believe is called a heptagram. If memory serves me correct, if you guys are sacred geometry buffs and have a more correct answer for that, please feel free to share that in the comments if you would like. But the sacred symbol of the 16-pointed star holds a lot of different interpretations across different spiritual traditions and cultures. In Islamic mysticism, for example, it's known as the Seal of Solomon, representing the union of opposing forces such as heaven and earth, the divine and human. In Hinduism, the 16-pointed star is a representative of Shiva, the god of destruction and transformation and rebirth, symbolizing the endless cycle of life, death, and rebirth. It's also associated with the element of air, as it resembles a compass or windrose. This connection to air signifies movement, freedom, and change. And finally, the symbolism of the 16-pointed star can be interpreted through its geometry. We have an intersection of 16 lines that create 32 angles, which can be seen as a representation of the 32 paths of wisdom of the Kabbalah. So very, very interesting power grid for us for today, for what is on the surface appearing to be a very calm and easy energy. But as we know, when we are doing our spiritual work, when we're making sure that our chakras are aligned and cleaned up and working functionally, and we are functioning we are functioning properly, we are more in our element, we are more in our power when we feel more secure in where we are and who we are. So 16-pointed star, very, very powerful grid that we've got here for our crystal grid for the day. Let's talk a little bit about aholite. For gemologists, this is one of the most sought after rare gems that comes infused with brilliant and intriguing properties. It has a significant place in the world of healing stones due to its exceptional physical healing powers. With this crystal, you can aid in rejuvenation of the skin, and boost overall physical vitality as well. So if you're feeling low in energy, this is a great crystal that's believed to be able to help in elevating your energetic levels and alleviating many ailments and health conditions. They also believe that the powers help with depression, anemia, menopausal symptoms, and even PMS. Ahoite is known for being a spiritual stone that manifests positive metaphysical properties. It emanates pure, strong, and loving feminine energies of the Mother Goddess. It's also been called the Phoenix Stone. It gently resonates with all the chakras, starting from the heart chakra and moving up, including the thymus or higher heart chakra, which relates to the energy of divine love. Healers believe that meditating with this stone can help clear all chakras of negative energies like pain and disharmony. Simply placing this crystal's energy within your auric field, which is what we're doing right now with these readings, helps in manifesting positive vibrations, releasing stress and anger. It is said to help in the spiritual development by aiding communication with the higher dimensions of cosmic reality. So very, very interesting stone that we have here at the center of our grid. We also, at the two compass points, east and west, have aquamarine. And aquamarine, we are much more familiar with. It's mostly found in Brazil, obviously named after water stone. It used to be referred to as the stone of mermaids. It is associated with the throat chakra, and helps overcome the fear of speaking. It's also an excellent stone for teachers and presenters of all types. It relaxes speakers to a stage of consciousness in which they are fully aware of their own truth, wisdom, and feelings, and are able to articulate them with clarity and conviction. It also allows you to speak clearly without anger in difficult situations. So lots of power in this reading. This is not a relaxed, calm, laid back, chill out energy, even though it may look like that and feel like that on the outset. But we know the number 29 reduces down to 11, which then reduces down to a 2. 1 plus 1 is 2. So this is one of our portal cards. This is the number 2, literally that 11 that you see when you add 2 plus 9 equals 11. You can look at the 11 as 2 pillars that are set a little ways apart from each other, but in the same area. So you basically got a threshold, a portal that you are walking through. We are being invited with this energy and encouraged to step out of where we are now in the energy and vibration that we are in right now, and to up level, to bump it up a notch, to bring it more into alignment with divine love, with divine compassion. This card, I haven't looked at the reading yet in the book. You and I will go through that together in just a second. But compassion can be going in many, many directions. You need to be compassionate with yourself first. If you're not compassionate with yourself first, you will not know how to be compassionate with others outside of yourself. We learn everything. It's the reason why we go through all of the difficult lessons and challenges that we do through our lives. It's because if we don't learn it, we can't teach it. And that's what we are supposed to be doing, is showing others how, through healing ourselves, they can heal themselves. And that's how we heal the planet. That's how we stop wars. That's how we heal famine. That's how we heal drought. That's how we heal environmental issues as well as global emotional issues. It starts with healing ourselves. When we feel safe and secure with who we are, we don't attack other people. Hurt people, right? So if you find yourself kind of lashing out at yourself or at somebody else, a partner, a parent, child, co-worker, boss, employee, anything like that, this card is inviting us to take that third person, higher self view, starting with ourselves, and just discern what aspects about ourselves can be tweaked just a little bit into the higher spectrum of energy of love and joy and peace. So let's take a look in the book and find out what the reading says. There's going to be an exercise at the end as well. I encourage you, if you are going to get as much out of this reading as possible, please follow along with the exercise and do it as much as you can. These cards are designed to transmit the energy of the crystal so that you don't have to have the crystal in your hand. You don't actually have to be holding it. You can put your hand, you can have it hover over your screen if you're working with a computer or a laptop. If it's not an interactive screen, you can actually touch it, and get your hand has a bunch of chakras. Your fingertips are very, very sensitive, as is your palm. So putting your hand over or actually touching the image on the screen will connect you physically to this energy as well that we're looking at and working with for today. So we've got card number 29, compassion, and it represents compassion, high vibration, and communication. This is a very high vibrational crystal. You may be in need of some guidance, especially if you're a light worker. And truthfully, we're all light workers. That's what we are called to do. Use Aholite when you need to tap back into the source and seeking answers on a higher spiritual level. It elevates you to a realm where you can communicate freely with spirit, then aids you in communicating this information on the earth plane with compassion. A stone of spirit communication, it is perfect for spiritual teachers. And again, we are all spiritual teachers. That's what we are called to do. Healing compassion, having compassion for another, means you have reached a level where you can see a situation for what it is. You see the bigger picture, and all judgment has been removed from the situation. This is the sign of a true spiritual teacher. Reaching this stage of compassion is ultimately our goal. For each lesson you learn, there are others also learning the same lesson, and you will continue to keep learning lessons until you pass. This is how you grow and become more spiritually aware. It is not a race. We are all here to help one another, and we all learn what we need to do when we are meant to do it. When you start to view the world with compassion rather than judgment, the world becomes a much better place, and your interactions with others will shift accordingly. Aholite is a rather expensive stone. If you don't have a piece, you can still draw on its energy by asking for its help. Remember that there are no boundaries when you work energetically. We are all connected and need only call on the energy we need for it to help. I also love the number it fell on, 29, which is a 2 plus 9, which equals 11, and thus is a master number. And our exercise for the day. If you feel yourself in a difficult situation or see that you're being judgmental, you might like to work with the Aholite spirit. Or you might just like to raise your vibration to a state of compassion for the pure enjoyment of being uplifted. Meditate with this card or use a piece of quartz to help call in the energy of this crystal spirit. Ask this spirit to help you see from a higher perspective in order to understand the lessons you need to learn from your situation, or just sit and bask in the higher state of compassion and know that by raising your vibration, you draw to you the same higher vibrations. If you're unable to work through a situation in your head, raising your vibration higher will draw what you need to you in the physical realm. Yeah, just like that, guys. So confirmation again, we know As above, so below, as within, so without. We have that as the 4 compass points in our grid here, very clear, very, very clear. We are being drawn into a fuller expression of compassion with and for ourselves, with and for the folks that are in our immediate environment, and thus throughout the world, throughout all timelines and realities and universes. Everything is connected quantumly. We know that now scientifically. What's been being said for millennia, thousands and thousands, hundreds of thousands of years probably, is this knowledge that there is no separation. Separation is something that humans put together as a power play. So when you start hearing or reading about things, and we've talked about getting out of the media, getting out of the so-called news channels, stop looking at that stuff. It's all garbage. If you want to find out what's happening in your local environment, we'll have political action happening in the United States later on this year. It's all kind of heating up now. I know about it peripherally because that's where I live. It's my job to focus on what I'm doing, not what everybody else is doing. That's my job, is to focus on what I'm doing, what I'm thinking, what I'm feeling, what I'm saying, all of that. That's the only thing that I can control. I cannot control what these people are doing in government. I cannot do what these people, I cannot, I can't control anybody else but myself. And the same is true for you. You cannot control what is happening outside of you. You can only create it from what is happening inside of you. So drawing on this energy of compassion, drawing on this energy of love, of acceptance for ourselves, the good and the bad, the dark and the light, the positive and the negative, 2 sides of one coin. Can't have one without the other. A penny without the tail side is worthless. You know, $1 million bill with only just the front, totally useless. We need both sides, and that's where compassion comes in. It's not a judgment. Yes, use discernment to sit there and say, this is bringing me benefit, this is not bringing me benefit. The things that are not bringing you benefit, continue to release them. They will keep coming up because these are lessons that we are being brought into our personal experience to have personal knowledge of, so that we can convey that information to others that are dealing with similar or the same thing. And that's where our compassion comes from. Love of ourselves brings us to love for everybody else. So that is our reading for the day. I do hope that it blessed you. Feel free again to however you would like to connect with the reading, with the card, but do take this energy of compassion for yourself for today. Give yourself a break. If you say something that you didn't want to say, the words just come out of your mouth. Say, I apologize. Let me re-say that again. Just do that. Super easy. No biggie. The person that you're talking to is probably going to be a little blown away by that and go, wow, okay, somebody actually speaking truth that wasn't cutting, wasn't trying to hurt the other person. That's where our power comes from, is when we generate and communicate that love, that compassion, that acceptance for ourselves and for everybody else. So I love you. If no one has said that to you recently, you can't say it anymore because I just said it to you. I love you. You are amazing. You are way more powerful than you think you are, and you've totally got this. So just knock on that door and ask yourself how you can show more compassion to yourself in your life, and watch it happen around you in your world. I love you. Namaste and ciao for now.